when the people cease to talk, they cease to exist. And like some of our pastors will say, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. So I got some important stories that I would love to share with you and get your opinion on it. And we will be talking for development, like I said. I am Kalada. Welcome to today's also. Welcome to Trending Stories, and thank you for staying tuned to Today 95.1 FM. But I am not alone in the studio today. I will be talking with someone on these issues before you get to call in, before you get to join the conversation, before I get to open the phone lines, that is. And I am with, I don't even know how to call his name, I wouldn't lie.
Bolu.
Sorry?
Kalada. Bolu. Bolu Atife means God's will.
Okay. I think I should go with Atife.
No, man. Atife doesn't mean anything.
I should go with Atife.
Just call me Bolu.
All right, Bolu Atife is in the studio with me this afternoon, and we will be talking about some issues. Now, first on my my list of topics is I want to talk about the insecurity in Rivers State. Now, it just occurred to me that people are still dying, people are still being kidnapped. A lot of insecurity is happening in Rivers, and I want to start by admonishing everyone listening to me right about now to be very watchful. I mean, I did hear, it's a rumor, I've not been able to confirm it, but I did hear that there's a particular lady who goes around Port Harcourt City. She goes around telling people she needs help, and she wants to get into the vehicles or their vehicles. And I'm out here, and I'm begging everybody listening. I mean, I implore every one of you to ensure that you do not carry anybody in your vehicle that you cannot find their character. I mean, you don't know the person, do not carry them in your vehicle. That is my, the first message I want to pass across this afternoon. Please and please, if you cannot verify who this person is, like, you don't know. I know Bolu, for example. I know Bolu, and I can take him in my car eventually when I have one. But the point is, you need to be very, very vigilant. Very, very vigilant. You need to be very watchful, security conscious. Remember, the security is not just for police officers and army officials and member of the security agencies or officers of the security agencies. You also have a major role to play in the security of Rivers State. That being said, what else? I wanted to say something. And yes, I wanted to also mention that those people currently in Rumasi, the young people in Rumasi,
yes,
I really want to call you out this afternoon and beg you. I know 2 people have been shot. I know people have died. I know it's painful. I know it's annoying, but please, can we look for a diplomatic way? Can we look for a great way, a matured way of handling this crisis? Because trust me, violence is never the answer. Violence is never the answer to any issue. So I beg you, once again, I implore you. I know, every day I shout about it. The Impolo axis of the East-West Road is bad.
Terrible.
And I know this is what has resulted into the fracas that is currently happening. But please, can we, act maturely? Rivers State is a peaceful state. Rivers State is, remember, the Garden City. And we want to be, seen as peaceful people. Garden is a place where you go to rest. Garden is a place of relaxation. So you come on, please. I implore you to be, peaceful people. I know, like I said, you can't quantify a human life, and you've lost 2 this afternoon, but please. And Your Excellency, sir, on Chief Barrister Ezenwa Yesomwike, Governor of Rivers State, please. We are Rivers people. Please, I beg you. Can we do something about the Impolo axis of East-West Road? Please, can we get working? We can't continue to wait for the federal government. Can we just do something so that, maybe when the federal government decides to wake up from their slumber, wake up to their responsibility, we would have done the job, and they will then be giving us back or repaying us whatever money was spent on the road. But people are suffering. People are suffering. Your Excellency, sir, when last did you pass the Impolo axis of the East-West Road? I bet you haven't passed it in a long time. Please. My voice was cracked. Forgive me. I can shout like I would have loved to. But please. Okay. I'm sorry. Please help those people out there. Businesses are crumbling. Motorists are complaining. And you see that one-way thingy that they do, it's very dangerous. The accidents have been happening, not much, but it's been happening. Can we please get that road fixed? Can we please?
Even if it's just that axis.
I mean, it's just actually the axis that is bad, and they should fix it. The local government chairman was on my show not too long ago, some 3 weeks ago, and he said I should give him 2 weeks. And that's why I stopped talking about it for a while. And now it's been more than 2 weeks. It's been over 2 weeks. So, yes, Honorable Solomon, a.k.a. you too, I'm calling you out this afternoon. Please and please, can we get, forgive me, can we get Obiapo working again? All right, let's go to the trending stories. Trending stories this afternoon.
Okay.
Over to you now, Bolu.
Okay, number one, pro Elumelu reps, they faulted the suspension of the minority leader.
All right.
Kalada, you know the story there?
I do know the story because apparently PDP wanted Honorable Chinda to be the minority leader of the House of Representatives, and it did not go their way.
Yes, contrary to the PDP's list. Now the PDP sent Honorable Chinda, but contrary to their list, Femi Gbajambiamila, who is the Speaker of the House of Representatives, he read another letter from about 111 lawmakers, even consisting of even members of the PDP.
All right, yeah, majority of them were from the PDP, actually.
Yes, of the PDP nominating Elumelu. And now the PDP called Elumelu and his loyalists, his entourage, for a meeting, but then they again failed to show up. Now the PDP has suspended them. But now people, it leads to lots of questions. Now, first of all, does this mean that Elumelu is pro APC?
No.
It doesn't mean that he has some sort of affiliation. People have said that.
No, see, now when the Senate was going to go for who becomes, a principal officer in the Senate or in the National Assembly, both lower and upper chamber, I was one of the advocates. I was one of the people who came out and say the political party has no right to determine who becomes what in the National Assembly. Now, these people have, yes, they were voted under the platform of political parties, but now they have become representatives of the people, not of the party.
I said that, but we also have to realize that we're in Nigeria. These things happen, and now the APC would see this as they made a mistake the first time.
No.
They would see that they wouldn't want to. Trust me, they wouldn't want to do the same thing again.
Now, see, you're stuck in fire yet, because I refuse to believe that the APC. At first I thought it was the APC, but after much research, I feel like it is the PDP that is divided, a house divided.
Yes, cannot stand.
Amongst itself. Now, this is where I'm coming from. Now, listen to me. This is where I'm coming from. Now, see, you cannot say this is Nigeria and use that as an excuse not to do the right thing. I mean, this is the administration where one of the basic mantra of the administration is fight against corruption. And it is corruption. Definition of corruption is doing things the wrong way. It doesn't really mean going to steal money. It's just doing things the wrong way, things contrary to the law. That is what corruption is. So, for example, I'm supposed to be in the office by 1 p.m. and because I am a loyalist of President Muhammadu Buhari, I decide to come to the office by 3 o'clock and say nobody's going to do me anything. That is corruption, because I have misappropriated my office, the office the people voted me to stay and represent them.
But so now, are you saying that the APC should have or could have allowed a member of the PDP to become the president of the Senate or the Speaker of the House of Representatives.
I am saying, I am saying that the members of the National Assembly should be able, according to the Constitution that binds the National Assembly, should be able to choose who their principal members are. They are matured enough. Regardless, they are not kids. Regardless of the party that they belong to.
But it doesn't happen here.
That is the point. That is what we're talking about. This is an administration of change. This is an administration where we need to get Nigeria working again. For Nigeria to be working, we need to set systems. We need to put systems. For example, you don't just go to the mall and disappear and reappear upstairs. You have to use the escalator through a force. That is a system. The escalator is a system. You use systems. You put systems in place. For example, no matter who you are, I mean, look at the United States. Donald Trump is currently facing investigation. Series of investigation. One ended, another one started. That one will soon end, another one will start. That is how it's done. In China, a former president was sent to jail. In another Asian country, a sitting president is currently being investigated while his wife is being sentenced not too long ago, 2 weeks ago. So you don't come out and say, because this is Nigeria.
No.
But systems have to be put in place. My point being, why I choose this topic in the first place is, now let's go back to 2015. Let's go back to 2015 when, Bukola Saraki emerged as the Senate president. And, everybody was saying, traitor. But the truth is, even in that time, there were some APC members that endorsed Bukola Saraki
obviously
as Senate president. Hold it. I know your blood is hot, but take a chill pill, yeah?
Okay.
There were some people who were from the APC that endorsed Senator Bukola Saraki as Senate president. Now, it will shock you that if maybe the APC had played along, if maybe the APC had,
encouraged him.
No, they were hot. They were saddened by the way
his emergence.
He emerged as Senate president. But if they had, played along for the for that nation, administration, that term, maybe things would not have been as bad as it was for them. Because remember, that cost the party a lot. The party almost divided. The party was almost divided. Rather, the party almost got they almost lost the election because everybody was out there running for self-interest and what's the word now? Yeah, self-interest. But the point is, PDP seems to be towing that same line right about now. Elumelu has emerged.
Yes.
Elumelu. Okay, fine. He did not emerge to where the party wanted him to emerge, but it's still the PDP who's got the slots. Don't you believe, just maybe, the PDP should play along for the next, 4 years. Maybe they should play along for the next 4 years, because if they continue with, the style that they are currently, carrying out, where they are suspending members who are principal officers of, or I wouldn't say minority leaders, principal officers of the House of Representatives, they might just lose their hold in the House of Representatives because these people might just defect to another party, and that would mean another party becomes the minority leader in the House. So that is where I'm coming from. Now, the question is, what do you think about this?
Well, from the angle you just brought to the table, it makes a lot of sense for them to just play along. But then you have to realize the fact that we are in a country where the system is quite flawed, and then everything you do depends on what the people that brought you on board, the people that give you the platform, your political party, on what they want you to do. Now, in a very democratic state, in a democratic nation, what you said is in fact is the right way to go.
We are a democratic nation. Yes. You will offend me on this show. We are a democratic nation.
Of course, we are
20 years of democracy.
Nation. Of course. But you have to realize that some things happen in this country. Let's be real here. You can't be a member of the PDP. You came you're representing the people, right? In quote, you're representing the people. That's what you're supposed to go there to do. But these guys have party interests at hand.
I'm not denying the fact, yeah.
You can't deny that fact. And see what happened with the former Buhari's administration with the whole Bukola Saraki, Dino Melaye, and these guys later on moved to the PDP. In fact, as a matter of fact, from the time Bukola Saraki became the Senate president, people were already saying, "No, this man is a PDP member. It's just in disguise." So you don't expect the APC to want that to happen. Now, I want to point another fact to you today. Now, the present Speaker of the Senate, Hamad Lawan. I don't know if you followed the voting process, but if you followed it, you would have known that members of the PDP voted for him.
And I do not.
Okay, so
my point being.
Okay.
Now you see, the PDP did vote for because of obviously they did know that they did not have the numbers to challenge. If a PDP man had run, listen. If a PDP man had run for that place, they would have lost because the APC have more seats.
Kalada.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it is the opposition that has the powers when it comes to the elections in the Senate. Because number one, you would have almost
Let me ask you a
all of your
question.
team.
Let me ask you a question. How many seats do you think the APC has in the Senate? They have about 56 at the top of my head. How many do you think the PDP has? They have about 40. Come on, Kalada.
For something,
For
right?
something, yeah.
For something now. Okay, imagine if you have all of those for something guys vote for you, and then you have some members of the APC.
You don't even get it. All of the members of the APC voted for Ahmed Lawan.
Nope.
All of them.
No. Ali Ndume was there.
Ali Ndume did
and
not.
Ali
Ali
Ndume
Ndume
has his loyalists.
He got really no votes. I can't
know.
remember.
It was an open closed ballot system. So you can't know if a member of the APC.
It was open because the APC members wanted to know people who were going to go against the party's decision. Yes, I'm telling you.
No.
You
can't know.
Anyways, time is fast spent. We need to go to the other stories. My question there is, do you think the PDP is making the same mistake with that of what the APC made in 2015? Do you think? I mean, Saraki helped the APC. Saraki was very instrumental in the APC winning the elections in 2015, and when he emerged as Senate president, everybody began to fight him. Do you think the PDP is making the same mistake? Because I feel Elumelu might just be instrumental to the PDP in the forthcoming elections. That being said, let's move over to the next story. And I am moving over to the Vanguard newspaper where it is captioned, "I will fix refineries and fuel imports by 2023." Carry new GMD and NPC. I'm going to try that once again. "I will fix refineries and fuel import by 2023. Kiari, the new general managing director of the NNPC, is talking. I mean, this is 2019, and let's look at what other nations are doing. I mean, they are evolving. They're getting to a place where they're using greener energy. So, in let's say 20 years is far. In 10 years from now, we will no longer be having much demand for oil. In quotes, we will no longer be having much demand for oil. And yet, Nigeria is talking about fixing refineries. And I do not have a problem with them fixing refineries, by the way, because oil is the mainstay of the economy. Oil is the mainstay of the economy. But, you see, Nigerian leaders can be very reactionary. They are not proactive. Nobody's looking at the future. I mean, 2015, when this administration came into power, when Mike Kanti-Baru became the NNPC GMD, the General Managing Director, he came out and said in 2020, oh my God, come on, help me here. He came out and said in 2020, we will fix the refineries. Let's go way back now. The past administration, I mean, when I talk to past administration, I'm talking about Goodluck Jonathan, our brothers, like some of you would say. He tried fixing the refineries, and it got to the point where it was 50% functional, so to say, because that was what the report said. 50% functional. And before we could say Jack Robinson, the refineries crashed. We have cotton, we have agriculture, we have textile, we have steel, we have aluminium, we have gold,
Bitumen.
we have what do you call that?
Bitumen.
All right, I don't even know what that is, but I know we have it.
Okay.
We have mean. See, like I would love to say, Nigeria seems to be blessed with I think all of the natural resources that the world can get. We're blessed with all of it, and yet our leaders are not proactive. They ain't got no vision, and so they're still talking about building refineries in 2023. I mean, look at the current. Look at the current nature of the oil market. Saudi Arabia is coming with full force. Iran, great oil.
Even Ghana now.
Ghana,
Ghana,
really?
yes.
Interesting. Angola, of course, one of the largest African countries with oil in their soil. So there's Angola, there's Saudi Arabia, there is Iran, there is what other country? OPEC. Come on, remember the OPEC countries now. There is I think there's
Qatar.
Afghanistan. There's Qatar is
Qatar.
I think Qatar is part of the Saudi Arabia this thing. There's one other country I'm trying to remember. Damn. I think there is Venezuela.
Yes.
There's Venezuela. I mean, these countries are actually producing oil. I mean, they're refining. They're refining. I need to even put that in. They're refining their oil, not just selling crude oil. They are refining their oil, but we are still at the stage where we just go pump oil from the ground, and we just dish it out to the foreign countries. And even at that, we import it back. Even at that, our economy is still struggling. 2023, we will have working refineries, and that will mean that we will be able to refine our fuel, and we won't have to import, which is a good thing. But I'm saying, long vision. I'm looking at long vision. I'm looking at posterity. I'm looking at what my grandchildren would enjoy. I'm looking at what my great grandchildren would enjoy. Is this what the government should be focusing on?
Well, it's not a function of you. Is this what the government should be focusing on?
That's the question. I really want to know. Is this what the government should be focusing on?
Well, for now, I would say yes. They should focus on it's because it's quite sad that a country that has crude oil, we have our own crude oil. God has blessed us so much with oil, and then we still import fuel.
But there's been the talk of diversification. There's been the talk of the fact that oil might soon go into extinction.
Yes, obviously, because people are moving on to cleaner energy. They call energy you get from oil, fuel, they call it dirty energy because it leads to air pollution and a host of other stuff. Even the depletion of the ozone layers. Okay, but now, what do we have mostly in this country? Okay, if oil is going to deplete in the next 10 years, then why don't we use the best of it now? We should have had working refineries since.
Sorry, let me ask you a question. If government builds a refinery, Dangote's refinery was some cool $1 million. I can't remember the figure, but some cool $1 million now. So that's some huge cash being removed from our depleted revenue. I say depleted because we are we are owing international financial organizations or institutions a lot of money. So bringing out that kind of money for refinery might, cause a big hole, a big dent to our pockets. Wait, I'm getting to the question. Just relax, relax, Bulu, relax. Now, if that's the case, building a refinery that, according to you, in the next 10 years might not be functional. Where is the sense in that? You said if it's going to deplete in the next 10 years, then we should make optimal use of the oil for the next 10 years. That's what you said.
No. What I was trying to say was
educate me.
Yes, let me educate you. Okay, what I said was if crude oil usage, like you said, is going to deplete in the next 10 years, that is, people are going to move from the use of fuel, petrol, diesel, and its products and start using cleaner energy, such as methane and the likes. Then why don't we use the most of that 10 years that we have now? Now, look at this. I'm not saying we should go about building refineries. We have refineries in Nigeria already. One. Dangote is building another one.
All right.
And so why can't we get these refineries working? See, you can't just say it's
Have
it's
you
a process for you to say.
have you thought
Now,
about the fact that these refineries keep
Okay,
breaking
okay.
down every time they are walked upon?
That's the fault of the government. Why can't you do something that has adequate standard, that's standard enough?
What about privatizing it?
Now,
What
no,
about privatizing it?
no. Okay, now,
Because that's where I've been coming from all along.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
the government spending that huge money, I feel is bad investment because these are
but
taxpayers' money.
Dangote is building a
It is his
refinery.
personal money.
Is that not private enough?
My point is we can have more private people. Do you know how many refineries are in the United
government
States?
talked about modular refineries, but now there's
Oh my, let's not even go into the argument. Let's not go into the argument now.
Wait, Canada. Now, it's whether or not oil is the user or the demand for oil and other sources of dirty energy is going to deplete in the next 10 years or 20 years. We have to go back to the fact that Nigeria has crude oil in our soils, and we still import the produce. We import
That is
fuel.
why I am calling.
Now.
That is why I am calling for private investment. Because look at it this way. Look at it. Let's be fair. Brazil is using electric cars now. Brazil is using electric cars now. Some other countries are using electric cars now.
You know,
very soon. Some other people are using solar energy. So there is no
Of
even
course.
combustion. Oh my God, my voice. What's up with you tonight or this afternoon? See, some people are not even using. Combustion transformers again for power supply. So they're using solar energy. Solar energy. United States, it's one of those countries that uses the windmill to produce energy. So what then will be the use of that crude oil you're talking about?
Okay, now, first of all, I'm not saying our government should not be proactive, like you said. They are reactionary. But my point now is you can't say the NNPC, the general managing director of the NNPC, has made a wrong statement by saying he wants to fix the refineries by the year 2023 and end fuel importation. Now we have crude oil. Why should we import this thing? Now the USA, is the country that demands for Nigerian fuel the most.
Yeah.
Now, do you realize that the USA, they actually have crude oil, but it's unconventional?
But you see,
right?
now they are storing it just in case, because there's the I know it's not much. It's
much, but
it's not
unconventional.
No, it's not much. It's in what do you call it? It's in small quantity, and that is why the much you're talking about, it's a reserve. They have some sort of bank for crude oil.
Okay, now, so if you're saying there would be no longer use, right, of crude oil in the next 10 years,
Yeah.
why is the USA reserving this crude or this fuel? Why? If they
Interesting.
know it won't be available, if they know it will be useless in the next 10 years.
No, like
Or
you
20 years.
rightly mentioned, a lot of these what do you call it now? A lot of things can be gotten out of. A lot of things can be gotten out of crude oil.
Crude, yes.
But you see, in Nigeria, at this stage where we are in, I would not even try to mince words. Those things are not useful in Nigeria because we don't have factories. Are you seeing where I'm coming from? We don't even have factories. We don't have things that when you say, okay, when we deduce this product from the crude oil, we will send it to this factory for utilization. So why not bring in, this is where I'm coming from. Get me right now. This is where I'm coming from.
Okay.
Why not bring in private investors, invest in the oil sector? They do the investments. The government gets the taxes and royalties and uses that money and the money that they would have used to build or refurbish the refinery and build those factories where we can then refine cotton, where we can then refine gold, where we can then refine all those other things that we have in our soil. After all, we have been talking about the diversification of our society, of our country, our society. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay, well, it does make a lot of sense.
I always make a lot of sense, trust me. All right, let's move over to the next. I'm not sounding, okay, I'm sounding proud. Yeah, I'm sounding proud. Let's go over to, and yeah, please forgive my voice. I know, right? I woke up to this news and it really did break my heart because, I mean, for the past 1 year, I've been trying my best. I've been working. I've been pushing the government. I've been ensuring that Nigerians get the dividends of democracy. And, when the year started, I was one of the people who, beat up the government beat up the government, when they came out and said Nigeria's economy by the end of the year would have grown by 3%. Was it 3% or 2%? I can't remember, but I know. And everybody was shouting, "Hey, very good, very good." And I'm like, you look like countries like China. I mean, they are growing. Their percentile, I mean, you can't even quantify it. Look at countries like India. I mean, India has left the poorest countries rank. And then I woke up this morning to the caption from the Guardian newspaper, and I'm going to cry on the show, that Nigeria still among world's poorest nations, UN insist. And for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to quickly, I'm going to open the phone lines, trust me. I'm going to quickly read this story, and then I'm going to open the phone lines and have your reactions to all of the things that we've been talking about. And this one says, the introduction of social safety net programs like what's that thing again? Feed the traders money, traders artisans money, Shopee, all of those things,
Empower, okay.
All of those safety. Social safety net programs by the federal government and the development agencies to alleviate poverty in the country, notwithstanding the 2019 Global Multidimensional Poverty Index has yet again ranked Nigeria among poorest nations in the world. My heart is broken. My heart is broken. Now, this comes as the Save the Children said 300,000 internally displaced persons and host communities benefited from its 4,000 Naira monthly stipends, under the conditional cash transfer scheme in the last 5 years. The beneficiary states include Zamfara, Bauchi, Yobe, Borno, Katsina, and Jigawa. The head of Food Security and Livelihood of the organization, Chachu Tadida, during a media breakfast meeting on household economic analysis yesterday in Abuja, pointed out that the gesture followed the surveys carried out in the states. He said they focused attention on the northeast and northwest because the states therein still place highest in terms of poverty and malnutrition. But the United States report, which is to be officially unveiled at 3 p.m. this Thursday in New York, United States, revealed that besides Nigeria, Bangladesh, it breaks my heart really, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Haiti, India, Pakistan, and Peru still have below 40% growth rates. I mean, look at the countries we are ranked with. Democratic Republic of Congo,
it's quite sad.
Plagued by violence. I mean, Haiti, plagued by national, natural, natural crisis. Yeah. Look at places like Pakistan. Look at, oh, come on, Nigeria.
It's quite sad.
Bless you, Nigeria, my country.
and then me
to be faithful, loyal, and honest. To serve Nigeria with all
Kalada,
my...
You're going to cry.
I am actually crying right about now. Because I believe in Nigeria. I believe so much in Nigeria. And you see, sometimes when government comes up with all of these statistics and say, economy, I wonder where they come up with these statistics from. Because we are still the poorest country, or amongst the poorest countries in the world. Last year we were the poverty capital. Maybe we might have moved a step or two upwards. But we're still amongst the poorest countries in the world. And this raises questions like, the Abacha loot that was refunded to Nigeria, it was said it was going to be used for the poor. Where is that money? Where is that money? Issues like the Ikoyi Gates money that was found in that apartment. Where is that money? Where is the money? All of the monies that were collected, they call it forfeiture. All of the monies that were forfeited to the federal government, where are those money? Or monies? I mean, the former chief judge of Nigeria, those monies were seized. The former first lady, all of those monies that were seized. Yes. Where are those monies? Come on, allow me shout. Where are those? Oh my, I can't even shout. All right, the phone lines are going to be open right about now. 0817 000 0951 and 0810-951-0951. The phone line is blazing right about now. I know people want to call in and give in their contributions, but also you can send in your text messages to the number 0701 9339962. All right, first call 95.1. I lost that one. Please do call me back and forgive my voice once again. Oh my God. 95.1 FM. Bolu, Kalada in the
Hello,
studio.
yeah.
What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, Kalada, good afternoon. My
Yeah,
name
good
is
afternoon.
Good
Good afternoon to
afternoon.
you.
I'm calling from Ilele.
What's your name, please? I didn't get your name.
My name is Patrick. I said my name is Patrick.
All right, Patrick,
I'm calling
welcome.
from
Patrick,
Ilele.
welcome. Patrick, welcome. So let's go straight to the point. We're out of time, yeah?
Yes, good afternoon to the gentleman in the studio.
Good afternoon to you.
Gentleman.
You mentioned natural resources.
Yes.
We have everything the world can think.
Like I said so.
But
Yeah.
nobody has talked about the human resources.
All right, thank you very much.
Yes.
Applause for that. Yeah, thank you very much for that one.
Yeah, which has been neglected over the years.
Yes, I have been
Our
neglected,
problem
actually.
we make so much emphasis on the natural resources, the petroleum, the crude, the gas, the food, but nobody talks about how
Human
resources, which is the most important resources. If you check all the nations of the world that have grown today, they made use of the human capacity to develop their nation. China, for example. China, some years back, I know we're being ranked with China in all those things, but today where is China? China is competing with the world power.
I mean, I think they are the world power. I think they are the world
first
power.
economy.
They are the world power.
So they didn't do any magic. Our leaders have failed us totally.
All right.
They only depend on the financial resources, the raw materials you get. They want to sell and get all the money in the world. They want to buy houses in Dubai. They want to buy, even in America, they want to even buy the White House if you give Nigerians the opportunity. Our leaders are the richest in the world. If you go through statistics, the leaders we have in Nigeria from the I don't know if it's the first or second or third republic, they are the richest in the world.
All right, Patrick.
But yet, we are the poorest in the world.
All right, Patrick. I can feel your pain. I can feel your pain. All right, thank you very much for calling. I can feel your pain, yeah? 95.1 FM. I lost the call. Please keep the calls coming in. 0817. Or what's wrong with the phone lines now? All right, keep the calls coming in. Oh, my God. Okay. 95.1 FM. What's your name and where you calling from?
Hello, this is Hart calling from Mahuda West.
Hart from Mahuda West. Please turn down the volume of your radio set. I can feel the all back, please. Thank you very much.
It's okay now.
Yeah, it's fine. I can hear you loud and clear. So go ahead.
I've been hearing of those money being recovered. The question should go to directly to presidency. They are in charge of the money is being recovered from different people, different Nigerian citizens. So, what if after Nigeria have constitution?
We have a constitution, gentlemen. We have a constitution.
That our constitution is a constitution drafted by army.
Whether you like it or not, we have a constitution. I mean, if you don't like the constitution, like I said, the voice of the people is the voice of God. You could set up a clamor, so to say, and clamor for a change of the constitution.
Nigeria, we should rather ask presidency what did they do with the money they recovered.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in hard all the way from Awuda. All right, thank you very much for that one. Keep your calls coming in. About 14 minutes left on the clock, and we are going to round up with the show. 95.1 FM.
Salada and Bolu, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Mascot calling from Port Harcourt.
Mascot all the way from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Yeah. You see, concerning the House minority leadership problem.
Yeah.
The Lumelu should be allowed to assume the leadership of the minority party in the House of Representatives.
All right.
Because he has the majority. And according to the House rule, all the other minority parties, including majority members of the PDP, nominated him to that position. And when you consider social justice, fairness, and equity, you find out that the national chairman of PDP is from Rivers State, and the minority leader shouldn't have come from Rivers State again. Because PDP, we are positioning PDP as a national party that may likely take over 2023. So there should be national spread. I even expected Honorable Mark Miller from Benue to have been nominated because he was a staunch supporter of the objective of PDP. When PDP said that the other man, Bako, should be nominated by PDP, that they should vote for him, he supported it. Therefore, even Elumelu himself did not support the present Speaker of the House of Reps, Baja. He did not support him. So he should be allowed to avoid all this internal friction or internal fisticuffs within the PDP.
Do you think? Because from the way you sound like a member of the PDP. Do you think this might result into some disintegration in the party? You know, like something we saw towards the. Sorry.
Yes, if it festers, if the thing is allowed to fester, it will spread doom for the party. So that is why the leadership, because if you find out the board of trustees is singing another tune, the National Working Committee is singing another tune.
All right.
So the Lumelu, he has the majority backing of the members of the PDP and other members of the Manifesto to be allowed to rule.
All right.
So that is my own take.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in there. 95.1 FM. Oh, my voice is back. All right. Cool. 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Good afternoon to you.
My name is Joshua.
All right, Joshua. Welcome.
Okay. I just tuned in and I heard the young man talking of investment in human capacity development.
Yeah.
I don't know whether you have a topic on that.
All right, we were talking about the new GMD of the NNPC coming out to say that they will build us or refurbish our refineries by 2023, and I was asking the question: do we really need to still invest in the oil sector? I mean, the government investing in the oil sector when oil might just be going extinct in a couple of years, or should we be focusing on other sectors of our economy and allow private investors to come invest in the oil sector? And that's the question that I asked, and he was talking about the fact that the government needs to focus more on human resource.
I want to throw that line. I am a staunch believer in the development of human beings. Therefore, I preach investment in humans. Whatever thing you think you have as a natural resource or resources cannot do you good except you have a well-trained human beings to develop them.
All right.
Like the oil we have today,
all right,
and the natural resources we have in the country.
All right.
They are lying fallow because we don't invest in humans. We don't put attention on human beings that will develop these things. The things are there. They cannot help themselves. Except we give capacity to humans, we cannot go anywhere as a people and as a nation. Human resource destroys. Human resource rebuilds. The giants of the world today, America, whoever, name them, it is because they invested in their human beings.
All right. I get where you're coming from. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the bedrock of every society. I believe that's what you're trying to say. All right.
Critical. It is key. It is the pivot around which every other thing will revolve.
All right. Thank you very much. I have to go to all the callers right about now. Thank you very much. We are almost out of time. All right. Keep your calls coming in. 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Yes. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon, Canada. My name is Ahusi Chima. Calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Chima, welcome. Chima, all the way from Port Harcourt. Welcome.
Yes, Canada. I think the wealth of the new MD of NNPC, I think is exaggerating, because we have seen such wealth from people, the former Minister of State of Petroleum.
I mentioned that already.
Exactly, we have seen that over and over again. But it's unfortunate, Canada. Come to think of it, how can a nation like Nigeria, who have crude, you will first of all extract your crude and export it. Now you go and import. I mean, it's unheard of. Honestly, it's ludicrous that a country like Nigeria will not be able to refine our crude, which we extract from here. And you can imagine, Canada. I mean, it is heartbroken to hear this song of ours. I mean, this is what has contributed to us being poorest nation. If we cannot produce
all right. right, Chima, you come in laughing there for a bit. Wait, Chima. Let me clean your tears this afternoon, please.
Honestly, Canada.
Do you really think, I mean, I need your honest opinion. Do you really think that if we build refineries now, that will be the basic thing that will take Nigeria out of poverty? Or do you really think that, building us industries, I mean, like the aluminium industry, the steel, agriculture, still completing it, building us textile industries, I mean, going to Aba and setting up textile industries, do you think that would be a way better option than
Canada.
building refineries?
Yes.
I mean, we could allow private investors come in and, invest.
Yes. Canada. Yes. In as much as I believe that everybody cannot work, there cannot be an oil worker, but refinery can contribute to that. It can complete its quota. Yes, we need other industries. We need infrastructure, every other industry that can be able to take in Nigerians who after going through school, they need to work in an industry. Yes, we need them. But in as much as refinery, which is very, very important, paramount now, where our basic, I believe that Nigeria, most of our resources came from the oil. So why can't we set up refinery? Why can't we build our own refinery to be able to refine from here and export for other countries to buy? I mean, what is it?
But that's the question. That's the question, because now many other countries are thinking of doing away with crude oil and, the fuel and petrol and kerosene and diesel. Now they are thinking about, solar energy. They are thinking about greener energy. So don't you think?
Canada.
Yeah, I'm listening. I'm listening.
It's not refinery. Now the leaders fail to put to use of the common resources that came from this refinery to be able to build our infrastructure. That is why today we are still back on where we are. So that's why we are talking. That's why we are still back on this refinery issue. When we have other countries that have overtaken us, they are building every other thing. Like today, I was watching a Channel TV. Germany now is coming up with a road where car pass and the car will be charging. A road.
That's electric cars. Yeah, Brazil is already doing it. Electric cars.
A road. Where have we come?
China has an electric plane. China is developing an electric plane.
Yes, countries. Pardon me, where have we got into this, Canada?
We can't use electric cars. I mean, NEPA takes light. I mean, NEPA is defunct, but they still take our light. Anyways, thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much. That was sarcasm in his own. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon to you. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is George calling from Emo local government.
All right.
Do you know that we have so many mineral resources in Nigeria?
I mentioned that already.
Yes. See, the thing is that our leaders, they should stop saying things that they cannot do. They should be proactive in nation. Understand me? So, see, let us start from a place. We have agriculture. We have abundant natural resources that God has given to us. But what we are lacking is how to utilize it. And in situation, we lack utilization of our natural resources. Imagine a country that have oil, they are still importing oil. It's nonsense. And based on those reports that have been coming, when they should tell them that this thing is happening, IMF say Nigeria is getting poorer. The government will tell you that it's a lie. They are trying to do this. They are trying to, instead of them to work out the modalities, how things is going to be right, they will tell you that they will put the statement that is a lie. But now imagine what is working in Nigeria. Graduates are there, no work for them. So many people are just in the street. Not that we don't have all these things. And another issue is that leadership.
All right.
Leadership is another issue that we have to look into. Leadership is a problem.
All right, leadership is our problem. So that you're talking that we should. That means you're going back to what one of the callers said. We should then begin to invest in human resources because humans will be the ones who become leaders.
Yes. Human capital, this investment is there.
All right.
Yes, that is just it.
All right.
Thank you.
But we also need to understand that there is no leadership without the people. So the leadership is only a reflection of the people. So a bad leadership is a reflection of a lazy people. Sorry to say, I'm very sorry. Let's say you don't like Kalada as governor of River State, and Kalada, is governor of River State. I hope it happens. And you don't like him. Why did you not go out there to vote? I know some of you say, the military. Why did you not stand against the military? Why did you not, demand for your human rights? Why did you not demand for what is rightfully yours? Anyways, thank you very much. 95.1 FM.
Yeah, hello, Canada.
Good afternoon to you. What's your name and where are you calling me from?
Yeah, good afternoon, and your colleague Diabulu. I am Mufasa, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Hey, Mufasa, how have you been? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been, doing other things and activities.
All right, welcome. Shoot, please.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, you see, I want to comment on this issue of building, repairing our refinery. I think that was what the GMD said, that they are going to fix refineries in 2023. Well, my view on that matter is this: I do not have a problem with that. Okay, I just hope that there is sincerity of purpose and intention, because we are complaining of fuel importation at a subsidized rate, and we all know that subsidy is a very big issue in this country. Government is spending a lot of money on subsidizing petroleum products that we import into the country, and I would want to as a matter of all fact and sincerity, that the government, should match their words with action. Because if we fix our refinery today, I can assure you that it will solve a whole lot of problems if we are sincere about it. You talk about diversification. Now, even if we want to diversify Canada, we will need money, to try to go into other forms of,
the money you would use to fix the refinery, you can use that money to go into another form. Another form or another sector.
No, of course. We cannot rule out the fact that there will never be a time that there won't be a need for petroleum products all over the world. Even if we have electric-driven vehicles and all that, there will still be need for petrol and petroleum products, to do other things. But then again, what we have, let us see how we can use what we have to better the lot of generality of people in this country. So
all right. Mufasa, I understand.
Yes.
I understand where you're coming from, but I have to go for the news now.
It's all right.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much. I do appreciate. All right. That's the much we can take on the first part. First part of first half of the of today's also. The second half is coming immediately after the news update. So stay tuned to Today 95.1 FM. And I'm going to bring you the best of news right about now. So stay tuned.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon. Here's the news update at 2 on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kala Dakorubatsbo. River State Police Command has dismissed reports of killing of some persons by police personnel at the burial of one Aliruchi Woko. The spokesman of the command, Inamdi Omoni, who spoke to our correspondent, said the burial of Woko went successfully with the help of security operatives deployed in the area. Omoni, who is the deputy superintendent of police, said although there was a little misunderstanding between the police and some people who he described as infiltrators and were there to cause trouble, no life was lost, according to the leader of the policemen deployed in the area. DSP Omoni noted that normalcy has since been restored in the area and people are going about their normal businesses. Meanwhile, the civil society organization in Rivers State has condemned the action of security operatives in the fracas that broke out at the burial of Alerichi Woko, who was killed last year in Impulu community. The secretary of the civil society organizations in Rivers State, John Hua, who said he was present during the crisis, claimed that the Rivers State Police Command had given the approval for the burial to be held today, but wondered why men of SARS allegedly acted the way they did. Iua also disclosed that the chairman of the Rivers State Civil Society Organization, Enefa Jodril, now has a broken neck following the incident, while also claiming that more persons have been arrested by the police over the crisis. Speaking in an interview with our correspondent, Chinedu Uwuna, Iua said the action of the police was wrong, even as he called on well-meaning Nigerians to join in condemning their action. The people of Village community in Degima local government area of Rivers State have called on Governor Nyesom Wike to urgently initiate appropriate mechanisms to put an end to the unwarranted attacks on Billy passengers on the waterways. They also called on the federal government and relevant security agencies to come to their aid and put in place necessary measures to curb the menace. The chairman, Billy Kingdom Chiefs Council Alabo Bennett Opokiye Dokubo, who was reacting to the recent attack, which left one Abraham Anthony Alex dead and two others sustaining bullet wounds, accused the local authorities of abandoning their responsibility of securing the lives and properties of citizens. Alabo Anthony Alex also expressed worries that since the attack, which occurred yesterday, the people have been stuck in one place for fear of being attacked by criminals. When contacted, the spokesman of Rivers State Police Command, Inamdi Umuni, said the command is yet to receive any report of attack and killing of any person in recent times on the Billy waterways. You will recall that the Rivers State House of Assembly had set up an ad hoc committee to come up with recommendations on how to tackle the incessant attacks on the Billy waterways. The Presidential Election Petition Tribunal in Abuja has resumed hearing with the Katsina State Chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Salusi Maijagiri, telling the tribunal that his party's presidential candidate in the February 23 election, Atiku Abubakar, defeated President Muhammadu Buhari in the state. Maijagiri is the eighth witness called by the PDP in the proceedings. He said he served as the coalition agent in the state for the presidential election in Katsina State, which is the home state of President Buhari. Under cross-examination by respondents' lawyers, Maijagiri said contrary to the results declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, the results collated by his party in the state showed that APC polled 872,000, while the PDP got 905,000 votes. The result INEC declared for the state, however, showed that PDP polled 160,203 votes, while the APC scored 1,505,633 votes. On the 14th, a motorbike ban aimed at curbing crime has come into effect in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa. It was announced last month, with City Mayor Takele Uma saying that a large number of crimes were being carried out by people on motorbikes. At the time, Takele said that exceptions would be made for people using the vehicles for business, but there seems to be some confusion. One food delivery company has suspended its services while it works out what is happening. Last month, another company announced on Facebook that the authorities had begun seizing motorbikes and it was suspending operations for the safety of its drivers. And that's the size of the package at 2. Thank you for listening. I am Kala Dakoru Batubor. Stay tuned. Today also continue after the break.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
This is Today 95.1 FM. To copy this tune, press 9.
This is Today 95.1 FM.
For current news and information, press 5.
They are politicians, all of them. They know what they do.
So they know how they attack each other.
And
To stay connected all day, press 1.
The person who raised the name is the one who made the public know about
Good afternoon and welcome to the World News on your Premium Talk Radio station.
We are your premium talk radio station. Today 95.1 FM, the station with a unique dial.
This is today's hustle. One show that embodies objectivity. We raise the bar in examining the good, the bad, the sordid, everything that has to do with society.
In America, you buy a big house and you pay gradually for 30 years of your life. That is politics. In Nigeria, you carry all your salary and go and rent one room. Bad politics.
Everything that has to do with
you
society.
must negotiate. If we don't negotiate, when a man is pushed to the wall, he bounces back with double levels. We have been pushed to the wall.
The Hustle. Every weekday from
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
on Today 95.1 FM.
This is today's hustle. One show that embodies objectivity. We raise the bar in examining the good, the bad, the sordid, everything that has to do with society.
In America, you buy a big house and you pay gradually for 30 years of your life. That is politics. In Nigeria, you carry all your salary and go and rent one room. Bad politics.
Everything that has to do with
You
society.
must negotiate. If we don't negotiate, when a man is pushed to the wall, he bounces back with double levels. We have been pushed to the wall.
The Hustle. Every weekday from
1 p.m. to 3 p.m.
on Today 95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
Talk radio. I listen to a lot of talk radio.
95.1 FM.
All right, good afternoon. Thanks for staying tuned to your premium talk radio station, Today 95.1 FM. I am Kalada, and it is the second app, Today's Hustle. Yes, Today's Hustle. And I've got something really, really important for you and I to talk about this afternoon. 10 minutes gone past the hour of 2, by the way. We just finished talking about, the new General Managing Director of the NNPC coming out to say that he's going to fix the refinery by 2020. And one of the arguments was the fact that, does Nigeria still need to, put oil as the mainstay of the economy? That was one of the primary arguments, from the first half of, today's hustle. Now, yesterday I came across, some news story. You might have come across it yourself too. It was on the Premium Times, where it is captioned, Nigeria identifies 22 foreign exchange earning sectors to replace oil. Nigeria identifies 22 foreign exchange earning sectors to replace oil. Now, these sectors are would I say dormant. They've not been utilized, they have not been unearthed for the development of our country. And then it got me thinking. I mean, from the previous argument, you remember, for those of you who listen, I said that all might just be going extinct. All might just be depleting. It might just disappear. One day we would wake up and Niger Delta no longer has oil.
Scary.
That's how I intend it to be. You wake up and Niger Delta no longer has oil. Like there is no crude oil. So all of the boys in the creeks, all of the people who are dying to have amnesty, all of the people who feel, it's our land. Your land might just not be worth much in a couple of years from now. I'm a Niger Deltan. I'm a Rivers boy. I'm from Calabari. I'm a Buguma boy. I'm from Batubos Polo compound. So, I am 100%. Yeah, I'm a son of the soil. My mom is from Bios Estate. She's from Kolokuma local government area. I'm not going to tell you what village it is.
Why?
I'm not going to tell you what village it is. But the truth is that I'm a Niger Deltan, full-blooded indigene of the Niger Delta. I'm FBI. I'm an FBI, full-blooded indigene. But it is scary that we are not looking at the future. It is scary that we are not proactive. We are not visionaries. And I said it in the first half that the leadership we get is only a reflection of the kind of people. So when we get to the election ground and we line up and you say, give me rapper, this one no give me rice, this one no give me money, so I will not vote for him. What do you expect? You are visionless, and so I know you're going to vote for someone who's visionless. And like Femi Kuti will say, politics na big business. So if I'm a politician and I decide, I give you 10,000 naira and I give every woman in the world 10,000 naira, I would want to get back my money with interest when I become governor or when I become local government chairman. So the leadership, I know many of you will point to the leadership, is only a reflection of you and me and Bolu and the management of Today FM and the management of your community. That's the truth. So I was thinking, if eventually Nigeria begins to, I'm not trying to divide Nigeria, trust me. I have to be very careful with what I'm about to say. So if eventually Nigeria decides to invest in this 22 other sectors and replace oil, have the Niger Delta or has the Niger Delta youths thought about what might happen to the Niger Delta? We hold government at the truth and saying 13% derivative is not enough. We need more. We hold the government by the balls and they give us amnesty, send our youth abroad, or we no go agree, or we no go agree, or we no go agree, or we no go agree. We hold the government by the balls and, we chase these oil companies from our lands. I mean, look at the Ogoni. There's the current brouhaha between the people of Ogoni and Shell Petroleum Development Corporation. I mean, let's come to my kingdom, Calabari Kingdom. OML 25 is currently causing a lot of dispute. I mean, the people of Ofoyama, I think is it Ofoyama, I think Ofoyama, are saying that they want to leave River State because of the disputes between them and the oil company. Ofoyama, yes, that's the correct pronunciation, Ofoyama. Now, what really concerns me is all of this, all of these claims that we have, all of this feeling or spirit of entitlement that we have we thought about it when oil is no longer the mainstay of our economy? Mind you, the crisis in Zamfara State has been caused by the abundance of gold. Abundance of gold that has been, illegally mined by people in that place. Abundance of gold. Gold is one commodity that has never fallen for years. Gold. Gold. So imagine if government decides to focus. Oh, I love it. My voice is back. So imagine if government decides to focus on what do you call it now? Yeah, cool,
it's
cool,
back.
cool. Right, yeah, I feel me now. So imagine if government decides to focus on mining gold. Imagine if government decides to focus on refining cotton. Cotton is something that is used. I mean, some of you wear cotton clothes.
Everyone.
Cotton is used everywhere.
Everywhere.
Have we in the Niger Delta, whether you're an indigene, whether you're resident, have we thought about the repercussions of the extinction of oil? I'm sounding very sad because I'm a Niger Deltan, and I don't feel like, the youths that are the future of tomorrow have come to the realization that we should go above and beyond oil. I'm going to read the piece from. I'm going to read a piece from Premium Times, and I'm going to get Balu's opinion on this issue, and then I'll open the phone lines. So it reads about 22 sectors capable of generating foreign exchange for the federal government in place. That scares me. In place of crude oil have been identified. The executive director, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Segun Awolowo, has said. Mr. Awolowo disclosed this on Friday while speaking with State House correspondents after a meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari. It did not disclose the 22 identified sectors. He said he briefed the president on the government's zero oil implementation plan and what the National Committee on Export Promotion set up by the National Economic Council was doing to diversify the economy. He goes on to say, yes, I'm crying. If you say I'm crying. He goes on to say the special committee, which has the governor of Jigawa State as its chairman, was charged with the responsibility of looking for alternative sources of funding for the economy outside crude oil. According to Mr. Awolowo, although the price of crude oil, which accounts for more than 90% of the country's revenue, has been rising in recent times, the country cannot survive on oil revenue alone. And I agree with him on that one. He goes on to say government hopes to raise more revenue from other sources. Those days of $140 per barrel oil price are gone forever, so we have to look inwards and produce more, he said. The Zero Oil Plan is about raising production and productivity. We have identified 22 sectors where we can earn foreign exchange apart from oil. We are hoping, like Bolu said, that in the next 10 to 15 years, we'll be able to raise $150 billion from sources outside oil. Apart from mobilizing the 36 states, he said the committee is also working with the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies to help raise production and productivity in the economy. Part of the strategy, he said, was the recent policy initiative by the Central Bank of Nigeria to provide loans at low interest rates to farmers to raise production of 5 cash crops. I know some of you didn't go to primary school, but those of you who went to primary school know what cash crops are. And some of them were initiated by the Central Bank, were cocoa, shea nuts, cashew,
palm oil,
tomatoes, and bell peppers. And now, like I said, I am scared for my brothers. I am scared for my brothers. I think we've clamored for it is our rights to the point that we have forgotten that we needed to develop other sectors in the Niger Delta. And the question this afternoon, and I'm solemn about it, I'm really solemn about it. And remember, democracy is government by the people, for the people, and of the people. Not for the politicians, not of the politicians, and not by the politicians. So let's leave what the politicians are doing right about now, and let's come together. Remember, yes, this is not opinion poll. Well, whenever I'm on the show, I tell you this is the people's parliament, so the people get to have a say in the matter. So let's think. please, it calls for everybody to go back to the drawing board and think, what is the way forward for the Niger Delta? Oil, 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 oil. I was born in the 80s, and the song has been oil, 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 oil. This is 2019, and it seems like everybody's saying goodbye oil, goodbye oil, goodbye oil. So what's the way forward? I'd like to get your opinion on this.
Okay, so no matter how hard we try to run from it or to hide from it, it's reality. One day, the oil would finish. It has happened in other countries. It happened in Dubai.
Really?
Yes, it happened in the United Arab Emirates. But the difference now with Dubai was they had a plan in place. They knew that it's possible. Now, Dubai, I think I watched the documentary where I saw that Dubai had like heavy, inflow of oil for about just 20 years. Now, their major source of revenue isn't even oil.
Tourism.
Yes, it's tourism. Thank you very much. And you were asking the question that, okay, if this oil goes, would the Niger Delta indigenes, would they feel it? Now, I'm telling you.
I didn't say would they feel. I said what next?
Like what next? Now, even
because I'll feel it.
It's not even what next for Niger Delta. It's what next for Nigeria.
No, Nigeria is already. See, no, this is it. The truth is, we already Nigeria so now.
Yes, of course.
Is looking at 22 other avenues.
How sure are we that the government?
cashew. No, see, that's the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
Whether you like it or not, even in raw form, these materials, these natural resources are sellable. They are, highly demanded by other countries. Cotton, textile, steel. Production of cars, you need steel, you need aluminium. So these things are really, really demanded for.
Yep.
But then,
okay,
it will be good. I'm using but then. It will be good for Nigeria. It will be good for Nigeria.
Yes.
But what about the Niger Delta that has so much been explored and exploited?
Exploited.
What happens to the Niger Delta? What happens to the Niger Delta at that point? That's the question. Because whether you like it or not, before the people will have that paradigm shift in their mentality that, oh boy, or you don't go. You go day. So that's why I'm asking you. What do you think? What is your opinion on it?
Okay, now.
Because you've been in River State for a while and we've been very kind to you. So you need to come up with some very good ideas.
Okay, now. So when I was in school, I did my IT. That's internship. I did it in an oil company.
All right.
And my boss at the time would always say, he had a company in that sector, and he would always say, my prayer every day is that the oil in this country should just vanish. Now, he had his own company even in the sector now, and he would still say that the oil in this country should vanish so that we as a country
can begin to think.
All right. Now, before this oil came, I think we were doing just fine. We had palm oil. We had the cash crops, cocoa, to the extent that even I think Obafemi Awolowo built the cocoa house in Ibadan.
What happened to it?
It was still there, but it's not as great as it used
what do you
to
mean
be.
by it's still there? Is it functional?
It's functional. It is.
Interesting.
But now I don't know if it's about cocoa. I think they just use it for offices. They lease
Then
it
it's
out.
not functional.
Now, I was reading something online now. Nigeria as a country, we have crude oil.
Okay.
We have human resource. We have talc. We have gypsum. We have iron ore. We have lead. We have zinc, gold, bitumen. We even have iron. I don't know if you can remember Ajao Kuta Steel Company.
I mentioned it. That's
we went there. We went there. My school, when I was in school, we went there a while back, and the place is just totally is dilapidated.
It's been like that since Obasanjo
No,
was.
it's been like that
since Obasanjo was the
military
head of state.
You can imagine. Now, we're talking about building refineries earlier on, and then I was telling you off the mic that these refineries that we're talking about in 2023, we should have had them for
15
like
15 years ago. Yeah, you said so, yeah.
Now, if we had refineries 15 years ago, we would have had enough time as a country now to think of all
but let me pause you there. We still have enough time to build and complete the Ajokuta steel. We still have enough time to build a factory that deals on iron. We still have enough time to build a factory that deals on ore. We still have enough time to build a factory that deals on bitumen. We still have enough time.
Enough time, yes.
calculate all the monies that was forfeited by the former first lady of Nigeria, can build a factory. Calculate the money that was recovered by the whistleblower policy, can build a factory. Calculate the money that was seen at the Ikoyi Gate scandal. Can the monies recovered from people like Metsu, Dasuki, Diezani, people like Abacha. I mean, those monies can build you factories in any of the sectors. But that's not my focus. My focus now is what happens to the Niger Delta.
Now, I think first of all, for Niger Deltans, that sense of entitlement that makes everyone here feel like, oh no, this oil is in our land and we must, eat the fruits of the land. I think we have to tone it down a bit now, because first of all, even now that the oil is there, how many of us actually benefit from this oil? Kalada, you understand? The oil is there now. How many of us Niger Deltas? Okay, how many of you? No,
you're not. You're now.
I guess I'm not part.
Yeah, you're part of it.
So now, how many of us actually benefit from this without connections, without anything? Someone was telling me about a while ago when they first came, these oil companies, and then they would offer scholarship programs. They would give people jobs. They would, lots of royalties. They would even do roads. They would do a lot. But now
they still do it, by the way.
Okay.
But all of those things are cornered.
If they still do it, look at what is happening in Ogoni land.
All those things are cornered by certain traditional rulers.
Yes.
Quote me anyway.
Yes.
I said it. Yeah, I said it on air. Quote me. Sue me if you want. I don't have money, but sue me. I said it. They are cornered by traditional rulers. Traditional rulers have slots.
Well, not necessarily traditional rulers.
I say traditional rulers. Look at the situation. Okay. Look at the situation. In agriculture, for example, Offa and Ama, certain traditional rulers, certain people, certain chiefs have been fingered to have gone and cornered the process.
Now, normally, even without any cornering or anything, these oil companies are supposed to give a certain percentage to royal fathers of a particular land.
Not to royal fathers, I disagree with you. To the community.
To the community, yes.
The royal fathers are representative custodians of the community.
Now, some of these our royal fathers might go through the back door, to get some sort of compensation for the oil companies not doing certain things that they are supposed and they are obliged to do as a company that has So it's dependent on a lot of stuff. Andrew always says something. Whatever we see happening, it's a function of who we are as a society. If you see Buhari, President Muhammadu Buhari today, and you say he's corrupt or he doesn't have integrity, it's a function of how our society.
I agree with you on that one.
Do you understand? If look at Nigerians everywhere around the world. We talk about the government most of the time, but we have Nigerians that go about in the world and they, engage in.
But we also have Nigerians who go about the world and they're the best doctors, they're the best athletes, they're the best musicians, they're the best pilots.
That's the point.
I disagree on that one. I disagree on that second one now.
I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, but I disagree with you.
I believe you're getting me wrongly. Of course, when we have Nigerians that do well, see, whatever as Nigerians, I believe that whatever we set out to do, we do it perfectly well. Now, if a Nigerian goes abroad to school to educate himself to gain a higher degree, he does it exceptionally well. Look around, go to the schools. We have Nigerians topping their classes. You understand?
Right.
When we set out to do something good, we do it. But when we set out to do something
bad, we also do it.
We also do it.
All right.
And now, see, all over the world, of recent, I was trying to apply for something online.
Yeah.
And the company was telling me that when they found out I was Nigerian, they were telling me that yes, I'm
all right. And you look like a scammer, by the way. Thank you very much for that one. But we've got 29 minutes left on the show, and it's time for you all to jump in the conversation, rather. The phone lines are 0817-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. And I think it's slowly this time. 0817-000-0951 and 0810-951-0951. The text message portal is down, so I cannot take text messages at this time. But you can follow me on social media. All of my social media accounts are at Dekalada, THEKALADA at Dekalada.
Can I add something? Okay. If, for instance, the oil goes today, it doesn't mean that Nigeria, our country, has wasted most of the revenue that we got from that oil without significantly developing anything.
True. You're right there. All right, phone lines now. 95.1 FM.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name? Yeah, what's your name and where you calling from?
Okay, I'm calling from Port. My name is Albert.
Your name is Albert?
Yes.
Albert, welcome.
The problem we have is that we are not serious to improve our quality in this country. So Nigeria is still backward in investment and trade. That's why we lag behind. Because if you can see, we have enough cocoa in those days, and we have cocoa that is bigger than what they have in Ghana, Ivory Coast.
All right.
So
where is this cocoa located? Where is this cocoa located?
We have it almost everywhere in the southwest. We have it.
Southwest. Now I'm asking you, the Niger Delta. Now, what happens to the Niger Delta? I'm focusing on the Niger Delta. What can we do when oil gets extinct?
I think it will be for that issue you table. I think it will be difficult for the oil to just go so easily.
It will be. It will be difficult for what?
Yes, for the oil to go in our soil so easily. So we have excess, but the problem is that we, to the national data, we lag behind. You understand? We are not serious about it. That's why if you look at our places are neglected in the past. So and all this oil bunking we used to do is not helping us. You can never see that our fishes now. Now we used to fish before, but now we can't even go to fishing every time into the crude oil. So we forget that area that we used to develop. And we used to develop in fishing. And we used to make excess money in that, but for now, nobody wants to go into fishing again.
All right.
We would divert attention into the real business. And it's not the overcome development. That's not how you improve your economic system.
All right.
You will not put your egg into one basket. You need to grow in other aspects.
Now,
to
see,
improve your quality.
Okay. Anyways, thank you very much. I understand we need to go back to what we used to do before, the exploration of oil. All right, thank you very much for that one. Let's keep the calls coming in and let's talk what will happen to Niger Delta when eventually the oil is extinct. 95.1, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
I can hear you loud and clear. What's your name?
Yeah, Mufasa, I'm back.
All right, Mufasa, welcome. Go ahead.
Yes, you see, you asked a very vital question. What would we do if this oil eventually dry up, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Well, of course, that is not likely to happen. That is my belief anyway. I don't think there will ever be a time where the oil will dry up. But I think that there will come a time when the need for the oil will not be as much as it is today.
Sorry, let me get you. Say it wouldn't be as much.
I think there will be a time, when the need for this oil will not be as, overwhelming as it is today.
Okay, let's say that's what my definition of extinction is. When oil is no longer needed. What happens at that point? What happens at that point to the Niger Delta?
Good. You see, there is a saying in the local parlance that goes like this. They say before granite come, we need a sharp stone. You know what I'm saying? And that will make us to, go outside the box and do what we used to do. Like what the previous
Do we need to get to that bridge before we begin to think outside the box? Or can we start thinking outside the box right about now? Which is the reason why I'm bringing up this conversation in the first place.
Yes, that is why we as a people, we need to re-evaluate our psyche, because this mindset of ownership, our oil, that has made us to be, should I say, lazy as a people, especially people from this region, okay? Everybody is talking about this is our oil. We are producing we are producing an oil that is sustaining the economy and all that. A whole lot of people don't want to go back to those things that we used to do. Somebody made mention of fishery. We are artisans. You understand what I'm saying? We are distant people from this part of, the world and this region, okay? But we have completely, departed from that hard-working spirit that we used to have.
Mufasa, do you know how productive currently? I mean, do you know how much money comes into River State because of or not just River State, Niger Delta, because of the oil wells that are located in the various parts of Niger Delta? Do you think? Wait. Do you think fishery? Do you think those artisan things that you mentioned can actually bring in the same revenue like oil, like oil? Do you think? Do you think it's possible?
Canada, are you aware that Rwanda is regarded as a growing economy today? What are they, producing and exporting? It's coffee. Rwanda coffee is one of the best coffee in the world. And they are using it to sustain their economy. You understand what I'm saying? So if it eventually happens that this oil is no longer, needed as it is needed today, I'm very sure that, a lot of different ideas will come up because we will survive as the people. We will
all right.
Because oil is no longer, giving us.
So Mufasa, you're saying we should go back to the roots. We should go back to fishery and all the other artisan activities that we indulge in.
Yes, we need to reevaluate our way of life.
All right.
We need to start thinking outside the box.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for calling in there. 95.1 FM. Lost that one. I mean, Mufasa raised a very important issue. I mean, Rwanda, yes, I believe that's what he mentioned,
yes,
exports
Rwanda.
coffee, and I'm aware of that one, that it is coffee that they export. I mean, I think we even buy some of those coffee,
Of course.
We do buy them. And it is amazing.
And Rwanda's economy is one of the fastest growing economies in the world. If you even look at their president, the man is doing remarkably, he's doing very well.
Interesting.
And Nigeria, we are so lucky. I was talking to you now off air. I said we have ocean, we have the ocean bodies, and we still import fish in this country. And we have rivers, we have oceans.
All right, and we have River State, we have Bayelsa State, we have Delta State. All right, 95.1 FM.
Yeah, Canada, good afternoon. Once more, my name is Patrick, calling from Elele.
Patrick from Elele, welcome on the show.
Yeah,
Welcome.
Fine. As a Niger Delta, I'm an HA man. And those days, even we hardly knew what oil was. Even though I know very much that HA has contributed immensely to the development of Nigeria because they collect oil from us also. Well, we are the least beneficiary of whatever that has happened in the oil sector. Now, those days, we hardly buy cassava, we hardly buy garri, hardly buy yam. From the north. I know very much that there is what they call King of Yam. My people call it AZG. We celebrate kingship of yam. My father was once a king of yam because he celebrated his yam ban was so large that people were like, how can you do this in a year? Now, we can capitalize on that. Aside oil, palm oil kept Malaysia where they are today. Like the news we hear, that they took seedlings from River State Reason Palm. That can generate much more revenue than
Patrick, you're from HA. Where's Reason Palm now? Where's Reason Palm?
Reason Palm it covers 10 hectares.
I say, where is it? Is it functional? Is it functional? I'm not asking for location. Is it functional? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, Reason Palm is functional. It has been sold to Fiat. Now it's not currently Fiat. It is called Fiat now. It's a private company.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, they are functioning optimally. They are producing
very well. Yes. They are functioning very well now because it's a private owned company now. So, and I know before they used to celebrate either Agric Fest, something like that. I know when my dad celebrated won some bags of fertilizer in tens of bags of fertilizer because he presented his product was very, very rich. Now, we can capitalize on agriculture. Agriculture, if you cannot feed yourself as a nation, you can grow nowhere. You can go nowhere. First of all, a nation should feed itself. Now, come back to River State. That's what they call school to land. It is no longer there. River State can depend solely on agriculture and do well and generate more revenue than even what we get. Even though our leaders in River State have not made use of the 13% derivation. That is why most people in the north will ask them, what did you do with the 13% derivation given to you? So it's not just the youth. I think it's basically the governance is the problem in River State.
All right. Thank you very much, Patrick. We've got to go to other calls now. You've given us wonderful contributions, by the way. Wonderful ones. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is George. George, calling from M1 local government area.
All right, George, another Niger Dalton. Welcome on the show.
This topic today is very wonderful. If the oil should dry, what next? It's a very, very big question for all Nigerian Delta songs to be thinking. I think. See, let me tell you something. Let me just land there. It is this oil that we are thinking of. Understand? For me, oil is nothing for me. If we can be thinking and planning of how to invest in agriculture. Like I could remember, if you go to Iche today, there is a rubber farm they have there at Iche.
There's a rubber farm. There's a rubber farm at Iche. Where in Iche?
Yes. Well, Iche, just make investigation. I think so. If Liberty has for one rubber farm at Iche, make investigation. It still come to Romewo community where I am coming from. We have what they call Romewo Farm that can even give 2,000 job employment to people, but they are not thinking of it. Now, who are the beneficiaries of this oil? Go to Rumete community, as I'm talking to you now. Rumete community has 7 oil wells in that community.
The same community where we have people kidnapping people?
No. See.
No. I'm not saying anything bad of the community. I just want to know, is it the same community where we have kidnapping cases?
The kidnapping.
No, I just want yes or no. Yes or no. Is it the same community?
No. Because if they say kidnapping cases is happening within the houses, but the oil companies they share they carry out activities there. That is what I'm trying to do. But the only one thing I want to say is that if it is an about oil, we see our federal government will come.
No, see, I know I asked you the question. I want to know because I want to hold the leaders responsible for the kidnappings. That same community, is it where kidnappings happen?
If you want to hold it,
yes or no, yes. George. I'm not saying bad. Sorry?
No.
So kidnappings don't happen in that community?
No, it's happening within the Israel, not inside the community.
Okay, it happens within the community, right? Within the axis of the community. And yet they have what did you say they have again?
They have 7 oil wells within that community.
They have 7 oil wells. All right.
Share is there, Total is there. But listen, look at how people are greedy that our chiefs, our elders, and our politicians, look at how they don't even care about what this community is going to benefit in general. What they care is if there should be a problem we share with that community, you see that they will go. But come and invest in agriculture, they will not invest. Come and invest in Romeo community that they calling you. These people who own the land, have everything. Come and take it. Give us the government should come. They will not. Rubber company as a case, they will not. But if it was oil now, that's something that is happening at Kola or those communities, they will go and intervene. But other ones, they will not intervene. So that is my stake. But if this oil should dry, that's a big question for everybody.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in there, Georgia. 95.1 FM.
Canada. Why?
Lawson.
No, that last caller should have been.
No, Lawson, introduce yourself first now.
It's in the news every day now. Why is it not being sincere?
Lawson, introduce yourself first now. Is it because I know the sound of your voice?
Yeah, this is Lawson calling from Yenego.
Now you're talking. Lawson calling from Yenego. Welcome.
Canada, seriously, it's not just about oil drying up. See, the world is moving away from this so-called crude oil that we talk about to renewable energy sources.
Yeah. I've mentioned that already.
So it's not about the oil drying up. It's time will come when the oil will be worthless. That is the problem. Now, the loss the Niger Delta is having is that we have one of the largest deposits, gas deposits. Gas, you understand, gas will always
yes, gas will always be okay.
Always
you're right there.
You understand? So that is the loss the Niger Delta has. I don't think that that will, if crude oil.
So now lost him from Yenegua, who is the Niger Delta, by the way, and lives in the Niger Delta. You are saying that we will leave crude oil and then focus on gas. Will that not be from frying pan to fire?
No, we are not going from frying pan
to
fire.
Listen. Have we been able to properly refine our gas? I mean, we still flare gas in some place in Tombia, as if you're going to Amasoma, they flare gas. Some place in where's good luck from again? Where's that place? Ogbia, they flare gas.
Ogbia, yes.
Some place in Okrikas, if you're going to Okrika, there are flare gas. I mean, there are places where there's still flare gas in the Niger Delta. And you're telling me that it won't be from frying pan to fire?
No, Canada, see, the gas, you understand, we fled them. Then we are also using some of them. Now, when you even look at even the natural gas that we talk about, liquefied natural gas, now the liquefaction process, the byproducts are natural gas, natural petrol, and LPG. So we have all of them. Then leave even the gas that we talk about. The continental shelf is packed with fishes. Nobody has gone there yet. You understand? Nobody has gone there because that in that area alone, we can catch these fish, can them, and export them. You understand? And export them. We are not talking about that. The water itself, the body of water itself, can give us what we need. You understand?
Sorry. I didn't get that. What did you say?
I said that the continental shelf here is packed with fishes. So we can get them, can them, and export them.
So you're saying the Niger Delta is lucky because we have gas, and so we should not be scared, we should not be afraid.
Lucky then
I'm disappointed, Lawson, because I was thinking about something more innovative, something very, out of the box.
No, see, that's what I am saying now. We are not even talking about the forest resources. The water resources itself, we have not even talked about that.
Sorry, what water resources are you talking about?
The water resources.
Which of them?
The water itself, as it is, we can convert it. We can go hydro and export
the same water that the federal government wants to sign into law that it will belong to the federal government.
No, we are not signing. The governors are not signing now. They are not. These bodies of water belongs to us.
But like I said, there's a bill in the National Assembly that stipulates, and is waiting for the National Assembly people to go through it, that stipulates that all the waters, both surface and underground, belongs to the federal government.
No, that will not be signed. Honestly, that bill, I am aware that bill is before the National Assembly, but that bill will not see the light of the day because
remember, it's the rubber stamp. It's the rubber stamp National Assembly that we've got.
No, it's not the rubber stamp because it is not by a simple majority. It has to be by two-thirds majority. I am telling you, nobody from the South, no senator or House of Rep members from the South will sign that bill because it's inimical economically to the South. So forget the Land Use Act that the military, that one came during the military. This one is civil rule. So that bill, I am telling you, mark my word.
I'm marking it, Lost from Enigua. 9th of July. I've marked it. Time. Time is 2:49. I've marked it.
Yes, marked it. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much. 95.1 FM.
Hello, Promo. Good day.
Hey, DK. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, my greetings also to Bulu.
Good afternoon to you, DK.
Yeah, you see, as far as I'm
DK, before you go, can I beg you?
Okay.
Can we leave Promo? Promo have come and gone.
Okay, it's okay. It's noted.
Because very soon other people soon start calling me Promo.
Okay, it's noted.
All right, thank you very much. All right, go ahead.
Yes. You see, the oil we have in Niger Delta, I see it more as a cause than blessing.
All right.
You see, people who depend on royalties and rentals are usually lazy. What do we have to show for the oil that we have in Niger Delta? Even compared to our southeastern brothers here who are engaged in trade, are they not better off? We are having a culture of young people living ruffian life, moving about, high bros. What's up?
Eyebrows. What's up? Yeah.
You see, I can't understand, but I know that everything zeroes down to leadership. We don't have good leadership in this country. Most of the time, when we talk about leadership, we change our mind to political leadership, the politicians. Our traditional rulers are also leaders, because even these oil royalties and whatever come from it, they are the one benefiting, not ordinary
Niger Delta person like I and you. If you even go to southwest of this country, you stay there like for a month, or go to Abuja and Lagos, you stay there for about a month or two. You come back to like the state we are talking about now. You appear to you as if it's a village. No good road and all of that. Yeah, this is where the money comes from.
No good road. I mean, look at Impolo Access. Look at Impolo Access. Look at Impolo Access. No good roads.
That one is, I mean, is an open wound to any conscience. It's there for anybody to see. You see? So I cannot really say what we can boast of. We wanted the NDDC. 13% is given to us. Yet we have not been able to manage it. So imagine that we have 100% resource control. A man who cannot manage 13 naira cannot manage 100 naira well.
I agree with you 100% on that one. I do.
So what do we have to show for it? Then the last issue you raised with Lawson about water. We have aquatic life that we can derive a lot from it as a result.
I mean, the same. I will ask you the same question. The same aquatic life that will soon be, if it goes through, by the way, become be under the ownership rather and control of the federal government.
It's the ownership I'm coming to now. You see, that thing is politicized. A Rufai committee was set up, especially for states that talk about the offshore control of resources. Federal government says, okay, from the shore, the continental shelf, take to this nautical mile to belong to the state. But beyond that, to belong to the federal government. You have some countries that have rights of about 400 kilometers nautical miles to control. Water is generally controlled by a country, not a province or a state within that country. So it's not as if the federal government is coming to control our water as such. It was as a result of this offshore control of resources.
All right, well said. Well said. All right,
thank you.
DK, I have to go to the call right about now. Thank you very much for calling in. 95.1fm.
Hello?
Oh, yeah, good afternoon. What's your name and where you calling from, yeah?
Yeah, this is Christian calling from Port Harcourt.
Christian calling.
I think I want to say that in as much as yes, I appreciate the topic you're talking about, I think this ownership mentality, entitlement, has been the bane of our problem, particularly in Niger Delta.
Interesting. I like what you're saying.
To Niger Delta. But I want to put one word. There was a time the governor of former Kwara State, the former governor of Niger State, the late school, said that agriculture in the future will become the green gold of the world. We call this one a black gold. But he mentioned that agriculture will become the green gold of the world. What am I trying to say? As far as I'm concerned, the resources that you can get from agriculture are outweigh that of oil. And there is no hazard in agriculture. We talk about oil pollution, this environment, irrigation and all that. In agriculture, everything is. I think it's unfortunate that we have just, because of this oil, which has made us lazy at Niger Delta, ownership mentality, and the entitlement and all that. We have left what we are supposed to do to turn this place around. As far as I'm concerned, nothing compared to agriculture. Olu, can I tell you something?
Yes, tell me.
What? There is no profession that goes with the name culture. Because agriculture is a word of life. Agriculture is a word of life.
It's a word of life.
Yes, that was where man started, and that's where we are going to end.
So why you instructing Bolu on agriculture? Why are you teaching him? Or did he say something that did not go well with you?
I'm trying to pass an information, please. I didn't insult it.
Okay.
I'm trying to say that agriculture is the way forward for anybody that wants to grow, because that is the first thing we need to do to be able to sustain ourselves as human beings. And there's a lot to be benefited from it. We should not discard it. All will come and go, but agriculture will not go. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for calling in. At this point, I want to call on every governor in the Niger Delta: Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Cross River, Akwa Ibom, Imo, River State, Ondo State. Now, all of you, I'm calling out on you. I think this is the time to get proactive. This is the time to get smart. This is the artificial intelligence era. This is the time where robots are becoming a part of the labor force. So this is the time to lead the people correctly, with vision, by the way, not political sentiments, not religious sentiments, not tribal sentiments, I mean, Nigeria is so divided more than ever. In my, 3 decades plus existence in Nigeria, Nigeria is so divided, so divided. I mean, I'm scared. I'm really scared for Nigeria. So this is the time that we in the Niger Delta, we only always come here. We want to break. Without us, Nigeria cannot survive. We need to go beyond that mentality and begin to think how we can become the technology hub of the world, not just the country, of the world. The agricultural hub of the world, and we just need to be industrious.
Yeah, I was saying someone talked about human resource. I think as a country we have not totally enhanced our.
I mean, look at me. You're right. Look at me. They should harness me. I've got so much in my brain. I've got so much. Trust me.
We have a lot of guys that can do a lot of things. Lots of things that we see happening in the first world countries, the US, China. We have guys.
Don't worry. I'll soon go back to my country, like Canada. When I get back, you guys will see all the works that I would do.
We need to focus on our human resource. Kalada from Canada.
Yeah, Kalada from Canada, actually. All right, 95.1 FM. Hello.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Chris, welcome.
Yeah, this is Chris, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, welcome. Talk to me. We've got 2 minutes.
Yeah, about what you are discussing here. And, there is something we need to understand. We, as a citizen of this country, we need to know what to do. At times, we depend on this oil. And this oil belongs to us. That is something that is giving us as if we are feeling pompous, as if we have heaven.
We are pompous.
I'm telling you.
We are pompous.
I am telling you, if they will remove all this Niger Delta and this, you can see that there is some youth. They are in hotel room. While there are some people hustling. Some of them, their mind is on the oil. On coming to the ending of the month, the federal government will release their quota. You see somebody hoping on 65,000 naira. You know how much I spend upon a month? So that kind of person have that mindset. You don't want to work. What you hope on a federal government? What does the federal government pay you? You now carry gun. What at the end of the month, federal government did not release the stipend for you? We are the problem of all these things that is happening. To the case, like what you are saying, if this oil dried up, what will be the future of the youth in Niger Delta? We should forget about this Niger Delta. Since they give us this name, Niger Delta, we have lost focus on what we're supposed to do as a youth. Everybody, Niger Delta. 61 naira you don't have in your pocket. You are claiming Niger Delta. Let us remove this Niger Delta. It's making us feel as if we don't have anything to do. Please.
All right. Thank you very much for calling in. Thank you very much. But we've got to go right about now. We've got to go for the news update at 3 because it's almost time for the news update at 3. But thank every one of you who called in, who listened, who contributed. I thank all of you who've been a part of the show. Stay tuned. After the news update, the sports crew comes in to give you updates on what is happening in the world of sports. And after that, I will be back here to bring you the platform on radio. So stay tuned to Today95.1 FM. It is your premium talk radio, news, and sports radio station. And of course, we are the voice of the people. It's been Bulu and Kalada.
Thank you very much, Kalada.
All right. Good afternoon.
Whether it's happening in Port Harcourt, South South, Nigeria, or around the world, we've got you covered. On air, online, delivering balanced news and unbiased analysis. Today, 95.1 FM.
Today, 95.1 FM. Port Harcourt. News update.
Good afternoon, here's the news update at 3 on Today 95.1 FM. I am Kala Dakaru Batsabo. This report says the House of Representatives has considered a motion urging its members to take over the functions of the Edo House of Assembly in line with the Nigerian Constitution. According to the sponsors of the motion, the move is to enable the proper inauguration of the Edo State Assembly. The motion was brought by Julius Ion Vebere, Peters Akpatasin, and Johnson Oguma during plenary in the lower chamber. During deliberations, some lawmakers, however, asked for an investigation before the House takes the final decision. This report says members of the Islamic Movement of Nigeria have invaded the National Assembly complex in Abuja. The IMN members were said to have broken windscreens of some cars parked in the complex and also attacked security men on duty. We will bring you more details in our subsequent bulletins. Rivers State Police Command has dismissed reports of killing of some persons by police personnel at the burial of one Alirichi Woko in Inkpolu community in Obiakpo, local government area of the state. The spokesman of the command, Nnamdi Omoni, who spoke to our correspondent, said the burial of Woko went successfully with the help of security operatives deployed in the area. Omoni, who is the deputy superintendent of police, said although there was a little misunderstanding between the police and some people who he described as infiltrators and were there to cause trouble, no life was lost according to the leader of the policemen deployed in the area. DSP Omoni noted that normalcy has since been restored in the area and people are going about their normal businesses.
Well, the information reaching me is that nobody was killed at Nkulu, where the burial of Nechuku was being conducted, and that remains our position because I called the officer who is representing the area commander that is not on ground. The officer himself, the CSG, Superintendent of Police, he was there and said that nobody was killed. To the best of his knowledge, nobody was killed. And even the person they said was shot, they didn't bring it to his attention. So, and the fact that they didn't bring this incident to his attention, so he's sort of telling me, confirming it to me, so that I'm replicating now to you that we have not received a report of any death, from that incident, from the burial over there.
The people of Bile community in Degema local government area of River State have called on Governor Nyesom Wike to urgently initiate appropriate mechanisms to put an end to the unwarranted attacks on Bile passengers on the waterways. They also called on the federal government and relevant security agencies to come to their aid and put in place necessary measures to curb the menace. The chairman, Bile Kingdom of Chiefs Council, Alabo Bennett Okokie Dokubo, who was reacting to the recent attack which left one Abraham Anthony Alex dead and two others sustaining bullet wounds, accused the local authorities of abandoning their responsibility of securing the lives and properties of citizens. Alabo Anthony Alex, who also expressed worries that since the attack, which occurred yesterday, the people have been stuck in one place for fear of being attacked by criminals. When contacted, the spokesperson of River State Police Command, Nnamdi Omoni, said the command is yet to receive any report of attack and killing of any person in recent times on the Bile waterways. You will recall that the River State House of Assembly had set up an ad hoc committee to come up with recommendations on how to tackle the incessant attacks on the Bile waterways. And finally, on the foreign scene, Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn has challenged the next Tory leader to hold another referendum before taking Britain out of the European Union, saying Labour will campaign for Remain. Corbyn says the party will take this position to stop no deal or a damaging Tory Brexit, but he does not say what he would do if he won a general election and was placed in charge of the Brexit process. Some senior members of his team want him to take a pro-Remain stance in any circumstances. And that's the size of the package at 3. Thank you for listening and staying tuned to Today95.1 FM. I am Kala Dakarubatibor. The sports crew is up next. Stay tuned.
Today's news, today's entertainment, today's sports, today's issues. Today on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today 95.1 FM, the voice of the people.
What a goal! Hangs it up for Ronaldo. Oh, my
Experience the glorious goals rush. the heated verbal jabs, and even moments of madness. Experience the sensational swings, strokes, and shots, the moments of victory and despair. Experience lights out on a majestic night in Singapore, and a whole lot more.
On your premium talk news and sports radio station.
Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt. Listen to Sports Attack every weekday from 7:30 a.m. and Today Sports Live after the news update at 3 p.m. Stay tuned on Saturdays and Sundays for a bumper edition of Today Sports Live from 1 to 6 p.m. Experience sports in its entirety on your premium talk news and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt.
Here I come with my voice, here to win. It's my choice. You can dream if you believe. Give it all you've got. They are fast, I am faster. They are strong, but I'm stronger. I'm the best, so I pick up my chest. My dream, my speed, and my strength. Give me the power to win. We're flying higher to the top. Can't stop me now. Give me the power to win. Stronger, so strong. Can't stop us now. I believe in my dreams. That's my way. I never surrender. Reaching much further, more than any other. Beyond the sky, there's no limit. I'm flying higher.
All right, that's what the Super Eagles will be asking for tomorrow night when they square up against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. In that, did I say Cameroon? Bafana of South Africa in that all-important quarterfinal clash at the ongoing AFCON right there in Egypt. The power to win. Yes, the Eagles will definitely need that power to win because in the last 4 matches, they have not been able to beat South Africa, a team they made a mincemeat of in the past. They will definitely need the power to win tomorrow night when they battle South Africa in Cairo. And that's how I would say good afternoon to you and welcome to yet another exciting edition of Today's Sports Live. The show is reaching you from the studios of your premium news, talk, and sports radio station. Today, 95.1 FM, right here in Port Harcourt. Mecca Dinners, my name is the full house we've got in the building. We'll start from top striker. Yes, Emmanuel Chibozo. He's right here for this one. Good to have you on the show, top striker.
Emeka, good afternoon. A pleasure being here. Time for us to talk Nigerian football this afternoon.
All right. Basically about Nigerian football on a Tuesday afternoon, and today won't be different. Chidubem Njoko is here for this one as well. Chidubem, good to have you.
Yeah, good afternoon, Emeka. We have to talk local news and football, especially this afternoon. But we still got one eye on Serena Williams and hoping she doesn't disappoint, joining the long queue of top seeds that have been knocked out of the Wimbledon this year. Well, welcome to the show.
All right. She's just a game away from reaching the semi-finals. Yeah. She's 7 for the match against Alison Risky. They are in the decisive set right there. First set when they were Serena 6-4. Alison Risky did involve return the favor to